Yeah, round 2 is just around the corner, and it's going to impact us. Now, that first storm that came through Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, parts of the plains just got hammered with snow, ice, and even a little bit of sleet. It was a wild storm. Some areas picked up over a foot of snow. Parts of Kansas over 18 inches. That was a very impactful storm to the north. Travel to the north, still not advised. Have a little bit of snow coming down along the North Carolina-Tennessee line, but outside of that, we're looking good. Clouds out there. It's cold. 29 in Dalton, 23 in Murphy, 23 in Altamont. So not terrible for January standards, but check this out. Add in that northwesterly wind, it feels like 18 in Athens, 16 degrees in Blue Ridge. Your real feel temperature in Altamont, 13 degrees. So it feels very cold. Layers going to be important, not just this morning, but this afternoon. We're going to top out in the mid to upper 30s. Some mountain and plateau communities may really struggle to get above freezing today, especially if the sun doesn't come out until a little bit later. So wind chill is likely to be below freezing all day here in the valley, probably in the 20s in some of our higher elevations, and maybe we get a little bit of sunshine later. If the sun comes out earlier, then we may have temperatures warming up a bit. But the big thing that's going to be on everybody's mind is the potential for snow as we move into your Friday, even here in the valley. Now, we haven't had a setup like this in quite some time where we have a low pressure moving across the Gulf and cold air already in place. In fact, I don't think it's been 4 or 5 years since we've had a setup this favorable for winter weather. Again, there's still some uncertainties, but things are starting to come together. Looks like widespread snow going to begin Friday morning area wide. Throughout the day, a little bit of warm air tries to move in, and there could be sleet and freezing rain mixing in, especially across Alabama and Georgia. This is going to create some significant travel impacts. Now, this is our next storm coming in. Notice the timestamp here, 4:45. This is the European model. Typically handles these systems very well within 3 days. So here's what we can be expecting, or here's what we will expect as we get into a Friday morning. By about 10, 11 o'clock, snow starts to overtake parts of Birmingham, Huntsville, Middle Tennessee, North Mississippi, and by the time we get into the lunch hour and beyond, that snow starts to fill in nicely area-wide. Notice there's blue across North Georgia, Southeast Tennessee, Northeast Alabama. This could be an all-snow event at the beginning, and then by about 7:20, that warmer air tries to sneak in. Some pink shows up across North Georgia and parts of Northeast Alabama. Don't know if it'll get past the Tennessee line, but then this thing moves out pretty quickly Saturday. So it's not going to be a long duration event, but here's a look at your latest snowfall totals from our American model and our European model. This is for a single point, Chattanooga, 4 inches with GFS, 3.6 inches with the Euro. And here's a look at my first call snow totals. Based on everything I looked at this morning, I'm thinking a pretty good swath of 2 to 5 inches from Murphy to Athens to Chattanooga, Dunlap, Monteagle. Could be some heavier stuff across Middle Tennessee, 3 to 6 inches. And the further south you go, you're going to get into more of that freezing rain and ice. And that's where you could pick up, again, 1 to 3 inches of snow at the front end, and then a little bit of ice accumulation, which really could cause some issues with some power outages the further south you head into parts of Calhoun and Fort Payne. So again, these numbers probably will shift around a little bit, but this is a first look at what you can expect about 72 hours away from this system. And again, here's a look at your milk and bread-o-meter. Right now, I'm thinking it's nearly a lock. We're not yet at a milk and bread alert, but that could be coming soon, especially as we get better confidence over the next little bit. So this is new. I just made this yesterday, so I hope you guys like it. It does look like it's pretty likely we're going to have some pretty significant impacts. Again, here's another look at that first call snow totals, and I'll post this on our socials as well. But continue to check back, because these will change, because sometimes these storms trend up and down to the north, to the south, and that can affect our snow totals. But I think pretty good bet that we have a couple inches come down throughout the day on Friday, leading to some travel impacts. So we'll be in storm alert weather mode Friday and Saturday. Even though the snow will taper off Saturday morning, we're still going to have some icy roads here locally, and then it's going to stay pretty cold all the way through next week, Paul.
When snow hits, and I'll say this a couple times the rest of the week, the last thing I crave is milk. I don't want to. You're a weird when it comes to milk, though.
I love milk. Honestly, I love 2% milk.
Wrong guy to have this conversation. Right? Don't drink it any time of the day.
So good.
No matter the season. Thank you, Clay.